Hey everyone, welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. This week brought to you by MeUndies, Mint Mobile, and the National Alliance on Mental Illness. I'm Gus.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Barbara.
And I'm Jeff.
And I'm Gus. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. It's Monday again. This is the way I keep track of the week now, of what day it is.
Day since podcast.
Yeah, I'm on a day since podcast. It's actually also how I keep track of how long we've been working from home, because the podcast was literally the last thing I did at the office.
Yeah.
Before we had to walk out and leave, and then that's the last time I was there. I haven't been back since then.
That night was so surreal. All of us walking out to our cars, being like, "All right, see you later.
See you whenever." I don't know.
Just walking out, shrugging, just like, this might be it.
How long ago was that now? How many podcasts have you done at home?
That podcast was on March 23rd.
23rd, yeah.
I know we've done 8 keeping the lights on, so I imagine you've done at least 8 or 9 of these.
I think this is the 8th one. I think this is the 8th that we've done since we've been at home.
8th.
8th? Did I say it weird?
8th. Oh, fuck. I don't know.
8th.
Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Did you?
Oh, there you are. You're back.
Gavin, you came in hot from the Achievement Hunter stream right before this. You sat down and I started freaking out, and Eric told me to save it for the podcast. Your beard is growing exponentially. Like it's like it's been 4 weeks since I've last seen you.
It's almost as long as my face.
You look like Jack now.
Oh.
It's disgusting though. It's not even a good beard. It's like tangled and.
Here's the thing.
And, give it a bit of that.
I get that people can't go and get their hair cut right now. And I get that a Jack, for instance, can't go get his giant ZZ Top beard groomed. But what fucking excuse do you have? You have razors. Just shave.
I do. I mean, it's a good excuse to see how long I can get a beard.
You want to look like you want to see what a man looks like on you, finally. I get it.
Your mustache. You must trim your mustache, right? So you could eat.
I've never had a beard this long, and I don't really know how to do it. And it's really annoying when I eat, because like food will go in my mouth, and then I'll start like chewing it, and it will like pull more hair into my mouth. So I've just been like shaving a hole around my mouth, but the rest is completely untouched.
Like you're literally shaving a food hole.
Yeah, a little food gap, so I can stop pulling out my beard hair with my mouth.
I don't know much about beards, as I've never had one, but I've been someone's beard before, so I guess that counts. But this part here, Gavin, like right by the sides of your mouth, it looks like, are you supposed to trim that part? Because it looks very long.
I don't know.
Should I?
I don't know. Look, this bit is like.
Oh, you can do You do the dumb mustache now.
Yeah, but it doesn't know what to do, so it's just like, huh.
Well, it's not born knowing what to do. It requires a little training and effort.
You look like a Red Dead character that's been neglected for a while.
Yeah. You just sort of AFK'd your keyboard.
Why don't you trim it right now on the podcast?
Oh, because mess and that.
Live haircut.
Can't really see what I'm doing. I'll just sit here and drink.
You've got the little picture-in-picture window that shows you what your view is like. Just make it bigger and getting close to the camera and show us.
Well, why don't you do that with your head?
It's not the same thing at all.
Same thing. Totally same thing.
I see you're drinking a White Claw there, Gavin. Is that your new drink of choice?
Yeah, that's how I count the days or the weeks, is how many White Claws are missing, because I have one every time on the podcast.
Can
What flavor is that?
It's just raspberry.
I'm pissed. I'm pissed about White Claw.
Why?
Because I know I would have loved it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It didn't exist. It didn't exist for me. We had shit like Bartles and James, back in the early 80s, but it's not the same thing. And I guarantee you that White Claw is fucking delicious, and I could have drank like 40 a day and not even realized it.
Jeff, it's not that good.
I appreciate you saying
it's overrated. Like
why
it's
is
like
everybody drinking
flavored.
it all the time?
Because it's like a lighter version of alcohol, so they could still drink without it feeling like you're gonna throw up.
I feel
all
like
the time.
it's like having a few beers, but I'm not getting as fat.
I think that it was just good marketing. I think they just hit at the right time. Like there was all those seltzers, all those soda waters that came out, and it was like the next logical step. There were several of those hard seltzers that came out. Just for some reason, White Claw took off.
This one seemed to it's as a non-drinker. who I have to just absorb this stuff tangentially being in the world. It's like there's Budweiser, there's Coors, there's two different kinds of whiskey, and then White Claw, and that's the only alcohol I see advertised. And Tito's on occasion. Mm-hmm. It's really ratcheted up the ranks. It's like a genre now. It's like a subgenre in drinking.
It's okay.
I've been doing what Gavin's been doing. I have one case of beer, and I've just been having one beer on each podcast. But I don't have one today because I was looking in the mirror, and I was like, I can't tell if I've put on weight or if I look the same and just don't feel good about myself today.
I got so fat.
I kind of had the same moment. Then I watched this week's episode of Last Laugh, and I was like, no, I look about the same. It's fine.
I've definitely gained weight, and Emily and I just don't. It's hard to think about dieting in this. I mean, I guess unless you're a person with control and discipline and stuff. But given the peculiarities and the stresses of the environment, dieting seemed like just like not a good idea. But I'm getting super fat, so we've been fasting. And I don't think it's made one bit of difference. I do that Bernie intermittent fasting thing where I eat from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. every day or whatever. And it's easy enough to do, but if anything, I might be gaining weight because
I feel like if only there existed some kind of tool where you could check to see if it was making any kind of difference.
I'm not getting on my scale.
So you already own it. You're just not getting on it?
Oh, no, not right now. No, I'm not going to do that to myself. That's not fair. That's not nice. I should be kinder to me during a global pandemic than to look at how far I've fallen. Nah, fuck scales.
Absolutely. I agree with you, Jeff.
They're from the
but I will
times.
say, Jeff, I will recommend if you get some type of app to just track your calories, because that's really what it's all about. Just calories in, calories out. All this fad diet stuff that Bernie always talks about.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I could just not be a piece of shit too, but I mean,
oh no, I'll eat 7 Oreos in one sitting because I feel like it. So I'm right there with you, buddy.
Hey, Jeff, can you refresh your thing again? They lost your audio, so they just want to get you back.
You got me now?
You guys missed a thrilling story from Jeff.
Is it not coming through the Discord? Is that not the feed we use for?
You guys
we use the Discord to talk to each other. Okay. But we use the other one to send out to broadcast.
Right.
All right. Well, okay. We see you, chat. Yeah.
Yeah, it really wants us to know that we can't hear you.
I got chat right over here. So if you see me looking in this direction, I'm looking at chat, and I can see.
It's funny. I want to test out to see.
Yeah, you're good.
I want to test out to see if I ever lost my mic, if the chat would care as much. Because it's like, if you don't hear me, no big deal. You can't hear Jeff. If you fucking call the cops.
That's some self-deprecating attempt at humor there.
All right, why don't we sit back and we'll let Jeff say everything word for word again. All right, go.
It's just it's sad.
That's a real shame.
Yep.
I believe it's how you started.
It's a real shame. The only point I was trying to make is so far most of the places I've seen that have closed have been planning to close anyway for retirement or moving or whatever, and this just precipitated that change. I haven't seen anecdotally a lot of businesses desperate to survive going under yet, but I'm sure that's happening all over the place.
What was that? I was reminiscing about. Stop it, Gav. I was reminiscing about.
How did you know?
Because I know you. I know that wouldn't happen. Like,
what was he doing?
He was mouthing like he was like his eye wasn't working.
I do that on KTL all the time.
I was reminiscing the other day about that food trailer that used to be over on Manor, Tenderland. I don't know. Did you ever eat there?
Yes, I did. They had pork, right?
Like pork tenderloins that were those huge sandwiches, and they closed. I don't remember when they closed. They closed like 2012 or 2013, and I think they said they were going to be back. They just need to find a new location for their trailer, and they just never found a new location for that trailer.
Yeah, it's the same with back around that time too, Gus. I don't know if you remember a hot dog place called Dog Almighty. We used to love. Yeah, and they did the same thing. They disappeared, and they moved. They had a retail location over on Burnett by where the Way South Philly retail location is, but then they closed that. Yeah, now that's Man Bites Dog, I think, is what it is now, or it was.
What was the other place?
Sorry.
No, go ahead. What?
I was going to ask if you guys have ever had Austin Daily Press. It's like a kind of healthier place, but dude, have you had their Hush Puppies? They're
really good. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Hell. Oh, I had them last night. It was amazing, but just trying in an effort to support more local places like that, just from what you guys were saying, just to make sure that they could get all the business they need. Although I do sneak in a cheeky McDonald's from time to time, not going to lie. That local McDonald's.
Cheeky.
Hey, well, I mean, if you think about it like this, the people that are working at that McDonald's that are drawing a paycheck are local. So you are helping support local businesses.
True. That's a good point.
I was going to say, Barb, next time you go to ADP, if you get a chance, get their blueberry dessert balls. They come with this frosting jizzed all over the top, and they're hot.
Nice.
They look exactly like the Hush Puppy balls, but they're like blueberries and fucking jizz.
I love my bowl covered in frothy jizz.
It's so good. You'll know what I mean if you buy them and see it.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I am definitely ordering those right after the podcast ends tonight.
How well does McDonald's travel? I've never had it delivered. Does it arrive a bit soggy?
Totally fine.
Oh, really?
Not at all. It's super. It honestly, like McDonald's, I think is one of the foods that you could leave it out for a number of hours and they'll still retain its perfect shape.
I mean,
not a great thing.
They build a lot of their business around the drive-through model, so you would think that it should travel fine. You should be able to pick it up and take it to your home somewhere.
Well,
True.
according to Super Size Me, it's good for a year, right?
Yeah, or longer.
Like
It doesn't decompose.
Yeah, you're set.
Yeah. Eat it today, eat it tomorrow, eat it next week.
We were talking about McDonald's, so we just recorded an episode of Always Open with Greg Miller and first time Always Open guest Andy Cortez.
Nice.
And that'll be out in a couple weeks. But we were talking about McDonald's and how like, what is it about McDonald's that there's like some comfort associated with it? Like when I am really stressed or like don't feel well in like my head, I'm like, I just want McDonald's. I feel like that'll make me feel better. And Greg explained it in such an interesting way where it was like McDonald's, like, when you order McDonald's, you know what it's going to taste like. It's such a familiar, comforting feeling of just like knowing what you're going to get, knowing what it's going to taste like and be like, and like what it's going to make you feel like, which is not always a good thing.
I think it's more than that. I think it's that as a child, you've been taught that McDonald's was a treat. And even as a kid, you get a meal that has a toy in it that's designed just for you that grownups can't have, that's got you know what I mean? And it's one of those first things that you discover when you're a kid that's all about you, all for you.
Yeah, the Happy Meal is such a good investment because it's like training the adulthood to want McDonald's occasionally.
It's so true.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nefarious.
It was a treat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I remember for me and my family, I think it was Thursday nights we would get McDonald's and watch Survivor, and it was like a treat night. Like we're not having a healthy dinner and we're getting to watch a show and like all this stuff like that. I don't know. It reminds me of a simpler time.
I think it also comes from an era when it rose to prominence without as much competition, so it's cemented in all of our brains. McDonald's, more so than Burger King or Wendy's, and certainly some of the newer ones that have come along since we've become adults. So it benefited from being existing in a time when it just didn't have a lot of competition either, right?
Yeah.
It's also very consistent
like network television.
Yeah.
Except that they do those weird like regional dishes in some places. Like, don't they have like the black burger, like the black bun burger in Japan, or is that?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some like regional stuff, but I feel like if you want a Big Mac, it's going to taste like a Big Mac. Whereas there's some companies like Subway, where it's like super duper franchise, and you never really know the quality of each Subway, and some of them are just rank, and some of them are pretty good. So it's like, why would you ever go there? Just go
hey, Barb, what's your go-to McDonald's order? Like, what'd you get the other night?
All right, so my favorite thing at McDonald's is the McChicken, spicy McChicken.
Nice.
But we do this thing where we're about to order food, me and Trevor, where we talk about tasting something with our mind's mouth. Like if we're trying to figure out what to order, we'll just like, do the like trying to taste something.
Is that how you know if you're gonna like it, if that's what you truly want that night?
No, like yeah, exactly. So if I'm deciding, because it's like there's two different ways to go. You get the chicken or you get the burgers. Like that's McDonald's. It depends on what kind of mood you're in. So you got like the chicken nuggets and the McChicken, stuff like that. That's one version of McDonald's. Then you got like the Big Mac or the Quarter Pounder. I'm a Big Mac girl, so I either do Big Mac or McChicken. Every now and then I'll get the nuggets. It's a strategy.
Do you ever get both, or do you ever...
Go on.
I have definitely gotten both. Those were fun nights. But yeah, McChicken is definitely my favorite.
I don't think I've ever had it.
If you leave your mind mouth open, does drool come out
Yeah, just
over your eyes?
yeah.
The mind's mouth.
The mind's mouth. You take you're not quite there he goes.
You
All right,
activated
so-
Trevor.
The mind's mouth.
Can I put anything in your mind mouth right now? If I describe a food, will you
Describe
taste it? A spinach soup with ground peppercorn and horseradish with a smashed bag of Pringles.
No, it doesn't like it.
No.
You didn't please her. No.
I don't know if I've ever had a spinach soup.
Is that a thing? I don't know.
Thing.
You can soup anything. What can't you put in soup or make soup from? If you can make soup from a potato.
Yeah, potato soup. It's my mom's best dish. Yeah. Everybody eats
Delicious.
potato soup. What are you talking about?
Actually
can't
really
you?
good.
Yeah, I mean, if you can soup a potato, you can soup anything.
I feel like there's got to be a counter argument to this.
Yeah.
Fruit, I guess fruit,
salami.
you can't
Salami soup. You wouldn't make a salami soup.
You could do that.
You couldn't soup bread.
Bread soup, bread pudding.
That's what I did it for. Bread soup. Come on, Gavin.
There you go.
French onion soup has got a lump of wet bread in it. It's disgusting.
True. That's really good.
It is really good, actually.
I mean,
I'm
like
a big soup fan.
strawberry soup would just be
Delicious.
sauce, wouldn't it?
Jam.
That's just melted ice cream.
This episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by MeUndies. Summertime dreamin'. These are the days when visions of sunshine and surf dance through our heads, probably now more than ever as we collectively mold into our couches. But we got to keep the dream alive, and MeUndies is committed to the cause by keeping you in a constant stream of uninterrupted, dream-inducing undie comfort. MeUndies has been a longtime sponsor here, and it's because they make quality, super soft, comfortable underwear. I'm wearing some right now. You know I am. How do you reach this uninterrupted state of comfort, you might ask? With a membership from MeUndies, and boy, is it handy. Imagine this. Every month, the softest, coziest undies magically appear at your door. As your undie collection grows, your laundry time lessens, and adulting time gets that much easier. Plus, the membership comes with site-wide savings, easy access, and free shipping. Oh, and 0 reasons to ever leave your house. Just grab those new undies off the porch, get right back on the summertime dreamin'. MeUndies are made from micromodal, irresistibly soft, sustainable fabric that encases your nether regions in a cloud of comfort. It's magically made from trees, and another reason to give them a hug. MeUndies are offered in a range of sizes from extra small to 4XL. MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you can get 15% off and free shipping. You got to give this super softness a try, especially because they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So to get 50% off your order, free shipping, a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/roosterteeth. That's MeUndies.com/roosterteeth. Thanks to MeUndies for sponsoring this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast.
No,
Yeah,
what about you? What about you, Jeff? What's your go-to McDonald's?
I got my head stuck on soups. I guess just a number one, probably just a Big Mac. But I'll be honest with you, it's like I order McDonald's like I order soda. It's like the sense memory of it. I get it because I'm supposed to. It's been a long time since it's probably been a long time since I tasted McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like, you just kind of. It's just like.
It's like if you don't eat it with your mind's mouth.
Yeah, I don't eat it with my mind's mouth first, I guess.
No, you eat it with your mind's mouth. Yes, before you even eat, you have to eat it with your mind's mouth
Have you ever
first to see if
ate
it's
with
something
your
you want.
mind's mouth after you've ate it with your real mouth to compare?
No.
Have you ever given a mind's mouth blowjob?
Gross. It's always
Ask
sex with
Trevor.
you.
I don't know.
Always sex with you. Has your mind's mouth ever been off? Like, was the food way better or way worse than your mind's mouth thought it would be?
No, it's always been spot on. It's it's when you are in the mood for something, but you don't know what, and so you imagine multiple options in your mind's mouth.
My mind's mouth, I feel like always wants pancakes, but when they reach my real mouth, I'm so immediately sick of them that I'm annoyed with my mind's mouth.
Just like instantly?
Yeah, just like
even on the first bite?
you only want like a few bites of pancakes and syrup before it's like, man, I've got like 2/3 of this left and I don't want it.
What if you could go to a restaurant and you could order like a quarter stack of pancakes? It's like instead of getting a bunch of pancakes, you just get like a little bit.
Like a pie?
I wish you could do that.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. And put something else with it just to break it up. Pancakes get so samey.
Same.
Yeah, they do. Pancakes are good for the first 5 or 6 bites, and then it's like, oh, that scratched the itch. Now it's just a lot.
But I
of
almost always want, like, if every morning I woke up and had a quarter pie of pancakes, I would eat that every day.
What was
Delicious.
that thing? What was that thing you used to get at Kirby Lane, Gavin? It was like
you're talking about the Paris,
Texas. Yeah.
Oh,
which
hell yeah.
was, I think,
Full
like
order.
migas and French toast. And
Oh, it's French toast. Okay.
yeah, it was really unhealthy, but so good.
I
guess
Sorry,
what
the
I'm
best
saying.
things are always like that.
I guess what I'm trying to say, Barb, is I've had so much McDonald's in my life, and I'm so dialed in to what it is that I like. And I typically only eat McDonald's on a trip. Like if I'm driving and it's convenient, or if I'm at the airport, it's an easy go-to. I haven't
Right.
looked at a McDonald's menu in probably 25 years. You go in, you order the exact same thing, you eat it. As soon as it's done, there's instant regret. It feels like there's a brick in my stomach, and I go, "All right, that's what this is." And then you debate whether it was worth it. Usually it is because it tastes good. And then you just
go
move
right
on with your
back
life.
to it.
Like I've done that process like so many thousands of times in my almost 45 years that it's like you
Yeah.
don't even, it really is going through the motions, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
But it's what I started doing back when I was regularly eating meat is I would go in so that I could use like the kiosk to order your stuff. That way you could just really go through all the menu and like hit all the options and see like every page to see all the things that you don't normally think about getting. So I would always get what I wanted to get, and then I'd add like one more thing just to try something different on the menu.
Yeah, Jeff, you should
That
try
would-
the McChicken. I think you would like it.
I'll definitely try it. I don't think I've ever eaten a McChicken, and I'm a big fan of spicy, like the spicy chicken sandwiches. So I'm all aboard. Hey,
Give it a shot. It's like a big old chicken nugget.
is it
with
really?
Sauce and lettuce.
Does it taste like a chicken nugget, kind of?
Kinda, yeah. A little different because it's bigger and not as dense, I guess. But
What's your favorite nugget shape?
I'm
The
a
boot.
boot
You like the
fan.
boot, you like the fat leg little foot boot? I like that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So could
Okay.
they
That's-
make a
that's
big
everyone's
nugget?
answer.
Could they make a nugget patty that is the exact same as a regular chicken nugget, but was massive?
Probably. I mean, it's
like
just
a nug burger.
yeah, it's just I think a big piece of chicken with the breading on it, right? That's what
I would
chicken
eat that.
nuggets are.
A piece of chicken. Wink.
Speaking of chicken, Gus, I read on the internet the other day that you are a dirty traitor meat eater all of a sudden. What happened?
Oh, just once a week. It was never our intention from the beginning to do it exclusively or to eat plant-based exclusively or for this long.
It's true, you
It
just
just
said
kind of
that.
happened.
Yeah, I did say it. So finally, I went to the doctor's office a couple of weeks ago to get blood work done, and that was kind of my reset point. Like I would see what 6 months of eating plant-based would do to my blood work, and then finally last week, for the first time in 7 months, ate some beef.
Couple
And
questions.
then again, this weekend, I went ahead and ate something else.
First off,
Ooh.
what did your blood work show? Are you healthy? Were there negative side
my
effects to eating meat or not
My
eating meat?
cholesterol was down significantly. It was a little high before, and now it's back into a normal range. And everything else was fine. I mean, that was really the big thing I was curious about, was how much it would impact cholesterol.
So you saw that positive benefits. You'd done it for a long time. You felt like, this 6 months or whatever, this kind of proves out the case. I'm definitely healthier because of it. I'm gonna not open up the floodgates, but let a little bit of meat back into my life. Tentative meat. And then you and I assume Esther's doing this as well.
Yeah, of course.
So you guys chose your first meal back. What was it?
We had some Wagyu beef that we got up at H Mart. I don't know if you ever go up there. And,
I know
we
where
just-
it is.
Yeah, so it's like that we didn't want a whole bunch of meat, and that comes like in little strips, so you can just like cook as much as you want. So we just cooked like a few pieces of that and had it like Korean style with like lettuce and a bunch of sides.
What was it
I'm
like?
curious that was your first one.
Did it go
It
in your
was-
mind's mouth before you put it in your real mouth?
It went in my mind's mouth, and it was much better in my mind's mouth than it was in my face mouth.
So it
that's
was-
when the mind's mouth betrays you.
It wasn't as good as you remembered.
It wasn't as good as I remember. It was a lot chewier than I remember, and it just wasn't as flavorful as I expected it to be. But this past weekend, we picked up takeout from Hank's, which is over by the studio, and I had a fried egg sandwich. And have you ever had bacon before? It's really good.
It's funny that you say that. That was what killed me on the veganism, was when I had a bacon cheeseburger with you, and it was bacon that brought me back. Bacon is perfect.
Oh, there it is. There's my food.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
that looks so good.
It's beautiful.
I'm so hungry right now.
Oh, that
This is real good. They
I'm
have the best-
tasting that right now.
They have the
Oh,
best
hell yeah.
cold brew coffee in town, I think, too.
Dude, once you awaken your mind's mouth, it'll never go away.
So your
I,
third eye is a mouth.
Yes. That's the title of this episode.
This is an eye with lips.
I don't want to name people, but do you remember a certain voice actor or voice actress, Gus, when we worked downtown, who would come in to record lines and was lovely, but we would have to listen to the 2-hour conversations about opening up our mind's eye?
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Now I need to think that who this might be.
You run into all kinds.
Yeah. I'll tell you.
But,
I'll
It was
tell
me,
you.
wasn't it?
I think we're going to keep it up. Maybe just like once a week, have something that's animal based.
Have you had like pizza? Like what about cheese and stuff like that? I know you were off that.
Have I had cheese?
I think
No,
cheese
haven't
is
had cheese
hard
yet.
to integrate back in. Like it can fuck with your digestive system a little bit.
Do you think anyone has ever made a pizza using only meat?
Yes.
A
absolutely.
pizza.
Like a
The
meat
pizza.
base, a meat like sauce with meat on it.
Sure. I'm sure that has to have happened.
Yes. Emily actually makes, we call it chicken pizza. Or pizza chicken is what we call it when we were on keto. She would you can buy chicken breasts at the store that are thin cut. They basically like cut a chicken breast in half. So it's like really thin. And then she would put pepperonis on it and like pizza sauce and put mozzarella cheese on it and bake it. And it would almost be like a pizza. And then we would call it pizza chicken. That was when I craved pizza that year I was keto. That's what I would eat.
It's funny
Yeah,
that you just crave the shape of something. You want the format, but it doesn't matter what it is.
I see. I looked up. I did a Google search for pizza, and I found a bunch of recipes for the kind of thing you're talking about. I see one here that uses ground beef as a crust.
Oh my god,
No,
it sounds like
Jeff,
epic mealtime.
Jeff, you know how we're trying to find a name for something? I think pizza.
Pizza. Meat party.
Meat party. Jesus Christ.
Oh, gross. I like the name you have right now. I think it's a really good name.
I worry about it. I'll talk to you after about it.
No worries. If you don't like it, that's fine. I hate it too. That name sucked. Let's move on.
It's just it's a mouthful when you say it out loud.
Oh,
Okay.
So, chat is saying that we should have a pizza sphere. Whenever we're back in the studio, whenever we're back at stage 5.
You never know. Eric might just make a meatball.
Ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
We actually filmed a video that I'm really excited about you guys seeing. We filmed it back at the office when before all this started happening, and I don't know when it's going to be out because I know we're saving a lot of stuff we filmed before quarantine to come out later on, so we could focus on content that we're making here. But we went around to various fast food chains and picked up chicken nuggets from all the different fast food chains and blended them down to make a mega nug.
Wow.
So you'll see how that turned out.
I don't know how I feel about that.
That seems like an affront.
You're changing the format a little bit.
Just Eric did eat a bite of it, so he can confirm.
Is there
if it was
vomit
good or bad.
in the video?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I think you should make more vomit content.
That's what people want. People want to tune in and see that.
It's good shit.
Okay.
They want to see you gagging, looking for a trash can.
Yeah. Well, this is a core production right here. Gavin, why don't you go ahead and throw up into a bin right now?
I got a shredder.
Yeah, throw up in the shredder. See if you can shred your own puke.
It'd probably activate the rollers.
And then that'll be the title of the episode. Can you shred vomit? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Yeah, has there been a Will It Shred channel? Probably.
Probably. Not one that took off, at least, that I know of.
We should make
Just
a
really
channel
thinking about it.
that you blend something and then you hit it with a hydraulic press and then you scoop that up and shred it.
That would work.
Yeah, you put the blender on the hydraulic press, and while the blender's running, you hydraulic press it.
That's a great idea.
Let's get it all done at once.
How much would it cost to start from scratch and make that happen? Probably a shitload of money.
How much do hydraulic presses cost? Hydraulic
Oh,
press.
loads. And you got to power them and stuff?
It's not that much.
How much is one?
You can buy a manual 20 to 25 ton hydraulic press for $250 to $800.
What? Oh, you got to use your hand?
I guess so. It says
Oh,
manual.
I'm not strong enough.
Is that just like a crank, maybe?
It's got like a good ratio.
Let's see if we can find an automatic one. You can get some that retail for $4,000 to $6,000. It doesn't say how much they do. Yeah, so I mean, you should be able to. Look, you can buy a 12-ton one here on Amazon. A 12-ton hydraulic shop press for $170.
12 ton at
Done.
like what like surface size though? Because you could do 12 ton on like the size
I mean,
of a
how much
pencil.
surface
That'd be
size do
super
you
easy.
really need? You just need something for something small, right? You're not trying to do something big.
Maybe
What are
like
you
the
trying
size
to
of a
press?
pancake. I don't know. Just want good range.
If you make a stack of pancakes and use a hydraulic press on it to condense them down to one thin, very dense pancake,
Oh,
how do you think that would taste?
I think it would taste like dough.
Here's what you do: get a hydraulic press, put the hot place at the bottom of it, then put a ball of pancake goo in the middle. Have the hydraulic press it down into pancake shape. Hold it there while it cooks. Lift it up, flip it, put it back down. Boom, press cake.
Yeah,
But
I assume it would just come up the sides of the press though. It just flatten out. and just be like,
If you do as hard as you can, but it's a variable amount of pressure. You don't have to go.
That's just a
all
crepe
the way.
then.
I want to see how dense can an entire stack of pancakes become. Like, could I fit it into a cube and eat it like a pellet?
Ugh.
There's a lot of air to fluff up a pancake, isn't there?
Yeah, I think if you get really thin. I guess
What if we got it?
folding it over.
What if you pressed it down and then we bought like a little capsule, like an empty capsule, and put it in a pill, and then you could take like a pancake breakfast as a pill. Like you get one pancake and one is syrup, and you take them both at the same time with some milk.
I'm just
I wonder-
imagining this like Casper mattress, and when you unwrap it, like you put it in
Do they use a big mattress press to squeeze them into that thing?
This episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by Mint Mobile. If you're still using one of the big wireless providers this year, have you asked yourself what you're really paying for? Between expensive, inflated prices, hidden fees, and predatory tactics, you're being taken advantage of because they know you'll pay. Enter Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile provides the same premium network coverage you're used to, but at a fraction of the cost because everything is done online. Mint Mobile saves on retail locations and overhead and then passes that savings directly on to you. Mint Mobile's approach gives you options you deserve. They even have this great coverage tracker that shows you what kind of coverage you have in your area so you know what you're paying for. Mint Mobile makes it easy to cut your wireless bill down to just $15 a month. Every plan comes with unlimited nationwide talk and text. And with Mint Mobile, stop paying for unlimited data you'll never use. You can choose between plans with 3, 8, or 12 gigabytes of 4G LTE data. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan. Keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. Just ditch your old wireless bill and start saving with Mint Mobile. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/rooster. That's mintmobile.com/rooster. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/rooster.
I wonder how many calories you could fit into a pill. Like if we could just like how dense we could make a thing, how calorically dense we could make a pill.
Yeah,
I
like
had a boyfriend one time who hated eating so much that he wished that all of his nutrients could be ingested via pill form just so he wouldn't have to eat ever again.
I've had
And
that.
I
If
was like,
I've been
eating-
editing a lot and I just don't really have time to stop and I have a deadline, it'd be cool to. I wouldn't do it all the time, but it'd be cool to quickly get something down.
Yeah, something like that. If it existed in that capacity, it would be cool. But like to me, eating and enjoying the taste of food is one of the few pleasures in life, and I would never want to give that up.
How do you feel about pooing?
I mean,
do you enjoy a good poo?
yeah, if it makes me feel better, I enjoy that poo, as you say.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah. I like
Yeah,
a
like
nice,
when you
satisfying one.
feel skinnier after a poop, you're like, oh fuck yeah, hell yeah, give me more of that shit. But when you just feel worse after one, you're like, I didn't.
It must have been like something we evolved that eating and pooping gives you a small hit of pleasure. Otherwise, maybe people wouldn't do them as much and they would die more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like if eating sucked and it was just like awful and painful, everyone would just voluntarily starve to death eventually.
I imagine things didn't taste the greatest in early days of human civilization.
Like pre-Big Mac?
Yeah,
Way
PBM.
pre. Yeah.
What do you think didn't taste as
I
good?
mean, think about it, right? Like wars used to be fought over spices. Like this made empires as a control of the trade of spices. So spices must have been this super expensive, super rare luxury. So most of the time you're cooking, you don't even have salt or pepper, right? Because that's like, oh, the king has all the pepper.
A war for flavor. Well, imagine if someone invented like a new ice cream flavor and the world went to war over it. That'd be crazy.
Right. It's like, oh, yeah, the people went to war, people died, people hoarded this ice cream flavor.
For the mint chocolate chip!
Yeah, it's crazy like what was in high demand back in the day. Like what was hard to come by. Like
yeah, but I do think about that a lot.
Purple was difficult to get at one point.
Right.
Wasn't it?
It was a good movie,
I
though.
love that movie.
Also, have you ever read that when pineapples were first discovered, they were a sign of wealth, and that rich people would rent pineapples to show off at their parties?
Yeah. Where did that come up recently that you and I both know that?
I think it was on Reddit a few weeks ago. It's like pineapples were so ridiculously expensive, they couldn't be grown in Europe. So it's like if you were European royalty and you had a pineapple, it was like, wow, that person's rich. So people would rent pineapples at parties.
Was there a market for fake pineapples? Like ones that you could stick a little bit far away?
But they say that's the reason why
cutout.
You see a lot of things that to this day, you still see a lot of things that are like pineapple print or pineapple design. It's like a holdover from the fact that pineapples were a symbol of status for so long.
It's crazy to me along the lines of like fake food and stuff. How big is the fake meal industry in Japan? Like there must be so many factories making those sort of display plates that you see in all the restaurants.
Oh, right.
I've never seen that anywhere else.
It's true.
You know, is that when you go?
Yeah, I've seen it in Australia in some places, but yeah, you're right. I've never seen it here.
They're like super realistic entire plates, and if there's like a glaze or a sauce, it will be of a material that has a sheen to it. It actually looks like the real food.
There was a photo that went viral like a year or two ago. It looked like this guy was flipping or like was cooking a giant pan of fried rice. But he was just holding one of those displays from Japan.
Really?
He just had a display of fried rice and it looked like he was being tossed.
I know that we have some good fake food at Rooster Teeth in the prop closet. I guess it's not a closet anymore. The prop building. But we have a lot of like really good fake food. I think we used a lot of it for $1 Million Butt and some other productions, but it looks really real. So there's an industry for it here, I guess, in like the film and TV industries.
Yeah.
Which fruit takes the longest to mature to an edible fruit?
Pineapple, probably.
Yeah, I think pineapple takes like a year. Each plant makes like one pineapple a year.
18 months, I think. I just did the Dole pineapple tour when I was in Hawaii.
That's longer than a baby.
Yeah, it takes 18 months.
It's like an elephant child.
Mm-hmm.
But you can eat it.
Fucking delicious, though. I've never eaten an elephant baby.
Elephant child.
I don't think it's legal. And if it were, I don't know that I would. But if it tasted like a pineapple, I'd be tempted.
I like how pineapple is basically on the opposite side of avocado, which goes not ready, not ready, not ready, not ready, ready, not ready, not done.
Bullshit.
Like I buy avocado sometimes to try to eat, and if I don't get them at the 1 hour that they're okay to eat, it's fucking
yeah. Like the window of good avocado is like an episode and a half of Love Island. I'm on series 3.
Hell yeah.
Are we guys just the Love Island portion of the podcast?
Well, we just talked for an hour and a half about food.
An hour and a half. It's been 40 minutes.
I was like, the podcast is done.
90-minute conversation sandwiched into 40 minutes. Sandwich. Food.
I sent that photo of the fried rice to the broadcast Slack. I don't know if those guys have the ability to pull it in or not.
I want to see it.
If not, I'll send it to you guys later. Oh, they're working on it. Okay. I know it's a little different when we're at home.
How are we going to handle the next steak off?
It's funny you say that. Oh, there it is.
When would that be coming up?
Oh shit!
But that's one of those fake food displays you're talking about.
Yeah, but it looks so good. Like I want to put my mouth. I want to come at that like from the side and just eat through the wave.
But yeah, it's funny you say that. I was thinking about that just earlier while we were taping this podcast. I think when we were talking about. Well, we were talking about something. I was wondering, what are we going to do? Because it's about this time. Normally, we do it in May. Like, conceivably, it might have been, this episode might have been the one we were supposed to do for the steak off.
I wonder if you're going to have to cook a steak there, cut it in half, and then get 2 drivers to deliver it so we can rate it on the same podcast.
It seems like such a pain in the ass. Wait, why am I cooking a steak again?
I cooked it last time.
I cooked it twice before that.
3 times.
3
I
times
got
before
Mariel to
that.
cook it last time too.
I think I think you're just a lot better at it, Gus. You actually make different stuff each year. I don't know what I could do again. Feel like I
We'll
couldn't top
we'll
what I
think
did
about
last
it.
year.
Maybe we
Put a
can each
McChicken.
order a steak for delivery.
Yeah.
See who orders the best steak.
Right. We can order steaks for each other.
Dude, it's that
Yeah.
fucking it's that
The stakes have never been
sh-
higher.
brown sugar ribeye from Lambert's. It's hard to beat that.
Oh, it's
So good.
Yeah, it's really good. I think about it a lot.
I don't know if I've ever had that.
Oh, fuck Austin Daily Press and the jalapeno balls. You need to get on that that Lambert's train tonight.
Okay.
Get the
I'll do
Brussels
that.
sprouts too.
Yeah,
yeah. I love that.
and the green chili grits, and the mac and cheese, and the coffee crusted brisket,
So hungry.
and all the
Yeah, that's
desserts.
the worst part about doing the podcast from home is we don't get any food right
I know.
before we
It's
start.
also the worst part about the podcast is like it's good timing, I think, for like having the show air and stuff and with the audience being able to watch and whatnot. But we got to get ready around like 4:30, get all of our like equipment set up, and then we go until 7 because of the post show. And it's like that is dinner time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This completely covers.
Yeah, and I can only eat till 9 before my fasting takes over again. It's a very small window I have.
Do you get
And I'm-
crabby?
Nah, I don't get hangry. I don't have that in me.
Oh, we do.
I
Absolutely.
know a lot of you guys do. I've known
That
you all for a very long time.
Something that is so obvious in this household. Both me and Trevor get hangry, and like we're so cognizant of it too, of just like I'm in a terrible mood, I must be hungry, I should probably put food in my stomach because of this. Like I don't get hungry, I just get like aggravated and what's the word I'm looking for, like easily upset about things, and that's when I know I need to eat. It's not even my stomach telling me, it's my brain.
So the next time you're crabby, I'll just be like, eat some food, Barbara.
Yeah, honestly, that's really it.
You're not crabby with me very much, so.
No,
Probably
I'm not
won't.
crabby very often
No.
in general, but definitely not with you, Gavin.
Yeah, you need to put
perfect.
something
You're
in
perfect.
in your face mouth, not your mind mouth.
My face.
I'm really it's extra torture because I'm really close to my kitchen. I feel like I could just get up and go grab a snack and come back.
Go do it, dude.
You mean
Put
there's
some
more
meat-
to your
get
house
some
than just
meat.
that brick wall?
You got
I don't have
any
any
meat?
meat. There's no meat in this house.
For some reason, guys, I keep imagining that you're sat on a toilet. Like for some reason, the brick wall could easily be a bathroom.
That's not a very cozy bathroom.
Make sure you flush. Oh, okay.
Oh, thank God. That's a nice chair.
Thanks.
No stains, no shit streaks. Good job.
Oh,
Keeping it
yuck.
clean.
I always clean it right before we go live.
It's a nice
How many
chair.
dumps y'all take today?
3.
That's
You took
it.
two?
2 dumps.
3 for you, Barb? How many? What?
I didn't. I had 0
One here.
yesterday, so I think mine were catching up today.
You and I both had 3 dumps today, Barb. Congratulations.
Usually I'm a one a day max.
See,
So
if
today
I
was-
do one before I have coffee, I'll always do a coffee one afterwards.
Yeah.
I think coffee is the thing I miss the most from the before times.
Do
Just
you not just make coffee at home?
sometimes, but it's just so much easier. It's coffee's the thing that I like to buy. It's the thing that I enjoy purchasing more than making. I like to go to a coffee shop. I like to read coffee, or like to read a book and drink coffee, or pick up a cold brew on my way to work.
Man,
I miss that.
I want to give a shout out to the MVP of work from home, which is my coffee maker, which has been going nonstop now for about 8 weeks.
Really?
Same.
Have you got like a proper one, or is it like capsules that just you press one button?
Oh yeah, it's a proper one. It's like a little espresso maker, so you have to pull espresso shots, and I make Americanos with
nice.
it.
I just have a regular old like drip coffee.
They take
Maker.
they take some practice. Those proper ones.
Bernie
Took me a
convinced
while
me to.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
And Jeff?
Bernie
you say,
convinced me
Jeff?
to buy a very expensive one that worked with Amazon, that worked with Alexa, and it was a piece of shit. So it never fucking worked right. I hated it. Every time I tried to use it, it made me mad at him.
Why do you need Alexa for coffee? Like, you still have
You
to put all the
don't.
shit
Why
in it.
did I? You don't. Don't let Bernie tell you you do. He's full. He's a fucking idiot. He's a liar. Yeah. You don't need Alexa to brew your coffee at all
We just
because
like
it's
someone
way
doing
more
something
work than
for
doing
him.
it yourself. However, we do French press now, but it's fine. It's just
Have you ever seen that coffee maker that's integrated with an alarm clock? So when your alarm goes off, it starts making coffee for you.
no. But I saw one on Shark Tank that does bacon. It's an alarm clock that makes bacon.
That sounds
Gus,
like
you would love
that episode. It sounds like they got that idea from the episode of The Office where Michael Scott puts his foot in the Foreman grill.
It's entirely possible they did. They did not. They did not bite. The sharks were not interested.
Hey everyone, just want to take a brief moment to talk about our current situation. We're all facing a lot of uncertainty right now, and it may appear to be scary, but if we face it together, we'll make it through. And while we have to stay physically apart, it's more important than ever to stay close to one another. So reach out to friends and family, send a text, or pick up the phone. We want to remind you that if you need support, you can reach out to NAMI, the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization, to get support for yourself and to learn how to support others too. Visit nami.org or call 1-800-950-NAMI. You are not alone. And now back to the show. Speaking of The Office, I saw a really weird story last week where I guess this improv group is recreating all the episodes of The Office inside of Slack. Did anybody else see this?
No.
It's like a Slack channel you can join, and between like 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. every day, they just recreate all of the Office episodes in order from beginning to end.
Well, they just type the line?
Right. So I joined it last week, and they were doing the Dundies, and it was the portion of the episode where Pam was already kind of drunk, and they're like wrapping up the end of that episode. And it's weird, like they move from Slack channel to Slack channel. Like they were in a Dundee Slack channel. Then when that episode ends, they move to like the conference room or wherever the next scene takes place. So you have to like click around and go to the different channels to follow the episode as it's unfolding.
Whoa.
So now Slack is a content platform we're going to have to program for?
I mean, is that automated or is the actual people doing it manually? I feel like you could easily just automate that.
I think it was people doing it because you would see typos and then they would have to go back in and edit their comment and like fix it.
Yeah, you gotta be typing real fast.
So
you got to really like The Office.
Yeah.
I sat there, I watched it for like 15 minutes. I was like, okay, I mean, I got the gist of it. It was a neat experiment.
There was a Slack channel a couple months ago, or maybe like even longer, that someone introduced me to where it's called Word of the Day. And if you guess what the word of the day is, you win like $5,000 or something like that. And so the whole Slack channel is just people typing like shoe, fox, inhabit, computer. Like it's just people, just words going.
Cocaine.
Byzantine Empire.
Okay.
But it's like
I've been really
all the words in the human language or in the English language.
I've been enjoying Last Laugh. I think it's a good show.
Yeah, it is. Oh,
Speaking of
that's right,
cocaine.
you weren't in it. Yeah. Your episode just aired, Barb. People loved it.
Did. Yeah.
People were saying it was the best episode yet.
I'm glad people enjoyed it. Yeah, it's called, what was it called? They called it something on the website where I was like, ooh, girl.
I was blown
you.
away at, I guess we can't even mention spoilers, but you know, certain people who just eradicated themselves with awkwardness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people losing lives, you know, in character as well, which I didn't expect.
Right. It was called The Great Dunkelman Takedown is the title of the episode.
I think that's a telling title without giving too much away, but let's just say you were very effective. You did a great job.
So it's only one episode left. Next week will be the last one. It was an experience. I felt mentally, I felt messed up for the next week or so after we filmed that.
I was just talking to Maxie about this because Maxie was like getting my clearance on some gifts from the show to use because some of them were a little questionable. You'll see when you watch the episode. But she was like, oh, you did such a great job, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I can't express to you what it felt like walking into that room. And Gus, I don't know if you felt this, or Jeff, you felt this when walking in, but there was it was like an uncomfortable, unsettling feeling just being in that room. And everything was messy and everyone was just like kind of staring at you and staring at each other and just like so emotionless. I was just like, I feel uncomfortable in here, so I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah, it was like it was unlike any room I've ever been in before. I'll say that. It was definitely a unique feeling.
I'm
It's
amazed at
because
the coverage. Like, how many cameras were there to make sure you had
16.
replays of every? Oh, okay, just one for each person.
We had 16 cameras, I think. Yeah,
But only, I think, 4 manned cameras, right?
yeah, 4 broadcast cameras in the windows, and then
Yeah.
It was. It's because I think the atmosphere of the room becomes unusual because you're trained for so long throughout your whole life to smile and to be approachable when you're talking to someone. So when you're in there in that situation, you're fighting years of learned social cues and learned social behavior. And then if you weren't in there the whole time and you just step into it, you're dealing with people who've been suppressing that for several hours at that point. And it's just you don't know how to interact with someone who's just totally blank and emotionless in the face.
There also is no worse feeling than trying to, like, being in there for the sole purpose of making people laugh and doing something and getting no reaction, because especially because it's being filmed and you're just like, oh my god, this is I'm gonna look like a friggin' fool right now.
That's the other part. It's like you're in there and you don't know if something you're doing is funny or not.
And it's just
it's not.
so
It's not funny. It's only funny to me.
worse.
This is the whole reason this show exists. I love this.
Barbara, do you remember? I don't guess. Do you remember that time when it was at RTX and you guys and Bernie got the entire crowd to just be silent when I walked out and I didn't know?
Oh yeah.
It was like cheer, cheer, cheer. Then I walked out and it was just complete silence. And most rooms I walk into, it's complete silence. But to see so many people after hearing all the cheers, I was like, oh, it was so weird. I was like,
there wasn't nobody. There was one guy who was clapping.
Oh yeah.
There's always one asshole.
Yeah.
It was just haunting. I was like, I don't know. I want to turn around and go the other way.
You should have just
You
kept
should have
walking.
just gotten up on the stage and then just kept walking off on the other side and gone back behind stage again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm just happy that image of me in that show now exists forever.
yeah, forever and ever. Your
Also,
kids will get to see
fuck
that.
you guys for what you said in your interview.
I had to have some kind of revenge on you after that.
Well,
God, that was something else.
The cool thing about that. Sorry, go ahead. Gus.
No,
I was gonna say the cool thing about that show is it's on track to outperform Hardcore Tabletop Season 1, which is like our gold standard in terms of success for those kinds of shows, those broadcasts, like plussed up tentpole shows.
Is it kind of in the same way that Black Box Down is doing a lot better than Face Jam?
Well, I think Black Box Down started out like a rocket ship to the moon, right? But Last Laugh is built over time. Like it's actually gaining audience and building as it goes, which is really impressive. And I think by the time it's done, it might actually outperform Hardcore Tabletop, which would be phenomenal. Really, really fantastic.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be good to binge too. Like you might have a lot of people waiting for it to be all out before they start watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll see a spike next week for the finale.
I hope so.
Who's going to win? Who's going to take it?
My money.
No, go. Your money's what?
My money going in was on Michael or Adam or James.
A lot of people, yeah.
Were the 3 that I thought had the best shot.
Yeah.
The sort of the drier people.
Yeah.
Definitely
I'm
thought
happy.
certain people would be out right away who are still in it, and some people who were going to stay to the end who were out like within the first 2 episodes or something like that.
Very surprising.
It was crazy to see, yeah.
In rewatching it, it's much better to watch it now. But James is really funny. Like everything he was saying, and I'm watching it now that I'm out of that room. Like, God, that's really fucking funny.
Yeah. He is. James is like frustratingly funny. Like it's so. He and Elise both. It's annoying that they're both that funny and that they found each other and that they're just lovely people because they just drip talent and you're like,
at least he makes up for it by
have to
being.
work at it.
At least he's like super fat and ugly though. Like,
yeah,
just
he
to
looks
even
like
out.
shit. That's the thing. That's the thing that's the saving grace is that James and Elise are just horribly out of shape and ugly. That helps.
The thing I was going to say was I was reading in chat that Corn World noticed that we have a Nightraker poster that we put up in the store, which was just like a random joke that we came up with. Was it last week's episode?
No,
What is it?
2 weeks ago. So we had at
2
least
weeks ago.
one.
It's because Gus said that raking was a morning activity.
Yeah, he said he didn't want to rake at night because it seemed creepy. And then Elise started calling him the Night Raker.
Who made that? That's
by
did
Erin
that?
Wynn. She's art director in the RT animation side of things. She's wildly talented.
dude. She made you look attractive. You're like
Do you think
you're
that's
like
the
a
best you've ever
good-looking
looked?
dude? I'd go gay.
Easily.
I'd gay up for that. Easily.
We're working on technology to replace my face in the podcast with an animated version of that image, where it's just going to be overlaid like a filter, and the mouth will move.
I love it.
Oh man, I love it so much. Yeah, and like those are they're in the store, right? They're in the store right now, and I think they're like museum quality prints is what someone said.
Believe
Like
so. Someone sent me those stats. I don't remember what it is. Here it is. It's I should have had this ready. Yes, it's 100% cotton, acid, and lignin-free archival paper.
hell yeah.
18 by 24, gallery quality. Oh, it's already
now you
Animal
gotta-
Crossing.
Now that is gallery quality, but that's also going to be you're not going to want to pop off directly on it. You're going to want to put your load on the glass over it. It will smudge.
Jesus Christ.
For
I'm on track
just
for
FYI.
I'm on track for good turnip prices this week. I'm pretty
Are you?
excited about it. I've had
Grandma,
like
will
what-
you come to your island?
What do you got going
8
on?
weeks of trash. Well, I'm on I've got a small chance at a large spike, so I could be up in the sort of 400s, 500s.
I have a small chance for 642.
I hit 595 last week, but this week
is-
I really doubled down. Ooh,
My
that looks
graph.
really good. I bought
Ooh.
1.2 million bells worth of turnips. So if you get a
Jesus
good price, Gavin,
Christ.
make sure you let me know,
Do you guys
please.
side note on that? I guess it's actually completely to do with what we're talking about. Do you guys follow iJustine on Twitter?
Yes.
Yeah.
She I don't know if she had a mental breakdown or something this week. It was so funny. She bought enough turnips to cover every inch of her entire island.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that. That's crazy. That's so many turnips. I don't know
That's
how
so
long
much-
that takes.
That's so much effort to shift, though. If she doesn't get a good price on her island, she's gonna have to fly, multiple journeys to flog them all. Patton did something similar.
Yeah.
Did you see his?
And
Andrew Patton had like 2 beaches full of rotten turnips
Oh right.
Oh,
At least you get
because
ants.
he just never got a good price.
so you just lost all that money.
Yeah, it was like
How-
6 million bells worth
Oh,
on fire.
I know we're gonna Gus and John, you guys do a stream every Tuesday morning at like what, 8:30 Central?
yeah,
AM?
9 o'clock, 9 to 10.
9 a.m. where you guys go visit different people's islands in Animal Crossing, and you guys are gonna come to mine tomorrow.
Yeah.
Part 2 of my series with Fiona also came out. Did you see that one, Barbara?
We're talking about my island now, Gavin. I'm just kidding. Come back. No, I didn't watch that yet, Gavin, but I'm excited too. I'm excited to
but-
see
that's right.
where your DIYs are.
Yeah, thanks for bringing it back to be about you, though, Gav. Cool.
Yeah,
What else is going on in Gavin's world?
I mean,
Yeah,
we're
so
on Animal
people-
Crossing News. I'm just trying to get that thing some views,
Yeah, if people want to tune in at 9 a.m. tomorrow, they can see not Gavin's Island, but Barbara's Island, because we're going to be visiting Barbara's Island at 9 a.m.
Hell yeah.
tomorrow on RTTV.
And I just got Lily of the Valley, baby.
Oh,
Which
you
is
5
it.
stars?
I have 5 stars.
How do you do that so fast, you cheater?
How
I
the
li-
fuck
I-
did you do that?
I have not time traveled. I haven't done
You're a
anything.
liar!
I haven't time traveled. I still have
That's
the old Nook
nonsense.
Granny.
That's not your island.
Yeah,
We're
but
gonna
have
see-
you seen
we're
it
gonna-
lately?
What
We're
have
going to
you
see a
done?
5-star island. If you want to see a 5-star island and Lily of the Valley, you show up at 9 a.m. tomorrow for
Look,
RTTV.
bitches.
I've been playing for like
What- what
50
is
days
5-star?
straight.
What is 5-star about your island? I want to know.
Bitch, look at that Lily of
Where'd
the
you get it
Valley.
from? Who gave it to you? Somebody gave that to you?
From
So my Nook-
Isabel, I guess.
Barbara,
Mm.
stop lying for 2 seconds. How did you get that?
5-star.
So I looked it up because I don't know. I wasn't actively trying to get 5 stars, but apparently it's like has something to do with the amount of trees you have on your island has to be the right amount, the amount of lack of trash, the amount of decorative items outside. I believe like the different like island designer stuff that you've used. I don't know.
but bullshit though. So how do you really get it?
Yeah, I'm also curious as to how you got it.
You
literally
started
don't know.
so long after us.
Yeah, but I've already put in like 190 hours.
I'm only at 4 stars. What are you guys at?
I'm
Four
at 4.
stars.
I've been trying for 5. I've been at 4 stars for like 3 weeks.
It's because my island is just so nice, guys. I don't know. I think I'm just buying the right stuff and placing the right stuff. I couldn't tell you. I was shocked too because I randomly asked for my island.
Is your house even fully expanded all the way?
Yeah, there's a basement and everything now too. Yeah, I got everything.
You have a.
Do you not have a basement yet, Jeff?
No, I don't. I can't. I don't get basements, Gus. My money goes to Emily for the beautification of the island. I don't get my own. I don't get a stipend or an allowance or anything. It's just straight to.
You just have like a little
straight to building well, there's a meditation center she's building and a gym, and then there's a. That's why I don't understand how you have 5 fucking stars. We have a meditation center.
I gave Tom
we have a gym. We have we got black roses. We have we got the we're made a theme park.
All I could say is just visit my island and see what I'm doing, and then just do that too.
Make me a best friend. When you let me on the island, make me a best friend. I'm gonna help you redecorate.
Wait!
No. You guys are ruining this for me. I'm going to her island tomorrow.
Make him a best friend. He can help you clean it up.
We already are. Shh. Don't warn her.
No, don't nobody say I'm not good at games. I'm a gamer girl. 5 stars.
You're a better gamer than I am, obviously.
I'm very impressed. But also, I suck at that game, so it's not surprising that I can't get
Also, I still have Gems of War requirements daily that I have to fulfill.
Well, that's why you're not getting a stipend.
Fuck!
And yes, I did call my island Beacon because I'm a Rooster Teeth nerd. What's up?
I don't get
What's your island called, Gus?
Monsanaton.
Ooh, I like that.
What's your island called, Gavin?
What's yours, Gavin?
Mine's called Jeb Piece.
It's very much Gavin.
What's yours, Jeff?
Well, I'd like to preface it by saying I didn't name my island. That wasn't my option. I thought I was going to have my own island, but the game had other plans. So I had to join Emily's island, and Emily named her island Caca Duty. So I live on Caca Duty.
Jeff, you know what's so funny is I came to visit Emily in Animal Crossing the other night, and I was traveling there, and the name of the island pops up, and I was like, oh, clearly Jeff named this island.
No, it turns out he's got his soulmate.
Apparently, yeah.
Oh man, so funny.
Yeah, the video that I made with Fiona came out exactly 1 month after we recorded it because they just didn't want it.
They didn't want it.
And I'm pretty sure Sarah is begging us not to make any more.
Why not?
Which kind of makes me want to record another one.
It's the Achievement Hunter curse, man. You take a game that the entire world is obsessed with, and that everybody in Achievement Hunter likes, and then you make a video out of it, and the entire world goes, "Not you, no."
I thought people loved the
you don't get this. Fortnite is not for you. It's for everybody on Earth but you. You're not allowed to enjoy this. You're not allowed to have success at it. You're not allowed to make videos. If you do, we'll leave in droves. Fuck you.
It's fun to make videos out of spite, though. I enjoy doing it.
Why do you think? Yeah, we've been doing a podcast for 12 years.
Oh man,
you can't stop us. We're gonna keep going.
Speaking of dumb podcasts, should we mention, because I know we kind of ended it a little ambiguously. We did that RT podcast Stuck at Home thing. We did 4 of them with Bernie.
Yeah.
And that we kind of said that we had vague plans to continue, but we didn't really say when. That's largely because we don't know, but we're definitely not recording one. Like there's not one coming out this week or next week. We haven't recorded any new ones. So we'll just, I guess what I was gonna say is we'll just message that out when we do it again. Like these will happen occasionally. Can
I ask you a question?
Please.
Why does Bernie coordinate those with you and not with me?
I have no idea, but I would prefer it if he would. I would prefer it if he would coordinate with you. I don't want to take on any more responsibility in my life.
Bro, I feel you on such a hard level.
Yeah.
I don't want anything else. I'm full.
It's to the point now, like when Eric earlier, he was like, "Can I talk to you for 10 minutes after this about something else?" And my first thought inside was to cry a little bit, like, "Oh."
I'm glad we did not record a Stuck at Home last week because we had been on the day we had been recording this. We had been recording those on Thursday. On the day we had recorded those, I was on things nonstop, back to back all day. I had a 30-minute gap between my stream with Chris and the D&D stream, and I like ran and made a sandwich and ate it here on camera as we were prepping for the D&D stream.
How is that? How's that D&D stream going with y'all? Are you guys? I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. You guys enjoying it?
Yeah, I thought it went really well. I was worried about the technical limitations of playing a game across the internet like that, but it seems like it's actually working really well. And
yeah, it's really, really well produced too.
Yeah.
Ben and Christian have been doing a great job with it and have been very patient with us, and Gus too, very patient with us for 5 people who've never played D&D before.
Yeah, who's your crew? It's you, Barb, and then who else?
It's me, Barb, Blaine, Chris, Jessica, and John. We're all the players. And then Gus is our dungeon daddy, who has to be very patient with us as we ask him, what do you think we should do?
Hey, Barb, I've been playing that game for 20 years and I still ask those questions.
I'm taking kind of a hybrid approach and kind of a gentle hand with it, where like I don't necessarily make them worry about specifics like you have this many spell slots or you need to make this kind of check. It's more like, what do you want to do? And then I'll say okay, roll a d20 and I'll try to as much as possible take care of that stuff behind the scenes. That way they can just focus on the action and what it is that they want to do.
He's very good to us in the game, I must say.
Yeah, and there's some times where since they're all not necessarily super familiar with the rules, I might bend the rule a little or do things a little in an unorthodox way. Just to try to keep keep things fun and to keep things moving. And I think it's working well.
When was the last time you DM'd before this?
It was when I was a sophomore in high school.
Wow.
So 26 years. It was second edition D&D. So it was that long ago.
What edition are we on now?
It's funny, Barb. I remember we were having that meeting. We were talking about doing a D&D show, and the question was, would Gus want to do it? And nobody wanted to ask him, but I saw him walking on the parking lot, and I was like, fuck it, I'll ask him. I don't know. So went over, and Gus was like, yeah, I'd love to DM. Absolutely.
Yeah. I was just like, I don't want to give him more work.
I know. Are you enjoying it, Barbara? This is the first time you've ever played, right? What class are you?
Yeah, I'm playing a ranger, forest elf.
I thought you were a wood elf. You're some kind of elf.
Wood elf. I'm wood elf. Yeah, sorry.
One man's woods, another man's forest.
Wood elf ranger. But again, I kind of picked it by going through the various different types of characters you could play and classes and whatnot, and that seemed to be the kind of character that I wanted to play and the kind of role I wanted to have within the group. I don't think we have a healer in the group, which is kind of bad, right, Gus? We're missing something really important.
There's a paladin who can do lay on hands for, I think, 5 hit points of healing a day. So it's not great.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of great options. But I see some people asking about it in the chat. We're now doing that show every Thursday at 12:30 Central.
How long do you guys go for?
2 hours?
2 hours?
Yeah.
Is there any content once this is all done with and we're back at work? Is there any content from home that you're going to miss?
A lot of it, actually. I actually have quite enjoyed doing the RT podcast from home in a weird way. I don't know why. And stuff like the live streams that we're getting to do, which we probably would have never tried before in that capacity, have been really fun. I love doing the D&D stream. The workout streams Blaine and Kelly have been doing have been really fun. I don't know. There's some aspect of it which is really comforting. Yeah,
I've been enjoying the experimental side of it and sort of the ability to try something that's a bit shit. And if it doesn't work, it's just I don't it's hard to make stuff.
I don't think
forcing us to be a lot more creative than we have in the past. We even for our show hard mode and then making RT lives and stuff like that, it's been very challenging. We just did a hard mode hide and go seek, which was really fun. And it's up right now for everyone. So you should definitely check that out after this podcast is done. But just getting to do different games and stuff in quarantine is a interesting challenge.
It's definitely been an interesting challenge, and it has forced creativity. But the point I was just going to make is I don't think that's going away. I think who knows what the new normal is going to be? It might be a reality that we produce a large portion of our content from home going forward indefinitely. I don't know. Obviously, at some point we will be back in a room together, but this has been such a great experience to prove that we can do it from home and do it at the level of quality that we would want to. So I don't know why that has to change dramatically as we go forward.
Yeah, I agree with you. Also, something that has been like a silver lining in this is that we now have these streams that we do, and we've had to come up with content to fill. And one of the streams that we do is a gameplay stream. And the Rooster Teeth group, we haven't really done a lot of gameplay stuff, and this is giving us an opportunity to try that out and to play more video games, which I've been really enjoying. Like, we have done a bunch of Gang Beast streams, which have been
those are so
super fun.
Pretty fun.
I don't know, like it's content I'm not used to being in or being a part of that I get
Sounds
to do
like
now.
you would like to work in Achievement Hunter.
Barbara,
I
want to tell you, Barbara is secretly a ringer at Gang Beasts. She destroys in that game.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, some games I just pick up really well, and others I could play it for a billion years and never get the hang of it. Like, first-person shooters, I'm absolute garbage at.
Are you still playing Halo, Jeff?
Too.
Yeah, keep trying though.
Are you still working your way through Halo, Jeff, with Millie?
About to start Halo 4 today, actually. I didn't have Millie last week. So, so we finished Reach, which was one of the best gaming experiences I've had in my entire life. I cannot say enough good things about that game, but just about the fun I had going through it with my kid and just reliving, it's just been this crazy walk down memory lane, telling Millie about how Rooster Teeth started and Red versus Blue and explaining stuff to her and showing her Easter eggs, like we're all over Halo Reach and showing her, I got to show her Gus and I in Halo 3, the Rat's Nest Easter egg, like that kind of stuff that you forget exists. And to Millie, I'm suddenly cool, but only within the context of Halo, No, it's just been really, really, really fun. And now we move on to Halo 4, and I don't have a lot of memory of Halo 4, so I don't know what to expect. I remember it being okay, so I don't really...
Yeah, I remember the first time I played through Halo 4, I was like, this feels very different. This doesn't feel super like Halo, but I've played it a bunch of times since then. I really like Halo 4. I think it's... Once you're used to the fact that it's like, oh, this is a different vibe because a different company's making it, it's actually not a bad game at all.
What is it, Prometheans? Are they the bad guys in it?
Yeah.
I remember that final level where you have to kill 8 Prometheans. Where they all have scatter shots or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about? At the end, it's really difficult. I remember that a lot, and I remember having a lot of fun doing that. And I remember enjoying the Promethean weapons. But
you get the highest rank Promethean knights, which have the incineration cannons in the last level and all that stuff. That bit's it's pretty epic final fight. The thing I hate the most about the game is what they call the little flying bike things.
Oh,
The shield.
Oh, yeah.
But as soon as you realize that they have a face and they have a headshot, it's a different game altogether. I just wasted so much ammo on those things, and I was like, oh, you can headshot these things. Excellent.
The one thing that Halo 4 has that I'm excited to go back and find is it's probably the pinnacle of my career, in that I got to do an Easter egg, a Griff Easter egg, where I said Baba Booey. I got to do a Howard Stern Easter egg in Halo 4, and they played it on the Howard Stern show. So
really, I didn't know about that part.
I remember that part of Halo 4. I remember that I got to do that Easter egg, and that Allison Stroll put me in there.
I've got footage of you listening to that at your desk. Did we ever put that out?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't think you ever had a bigger smile on your face.
It was that and the Tower of Pimps being in Minecraft were the two moments that were just jaw drop. Holy shit.
Yeah. I remember the drive home after we saw the Tower of Pimps in the Minecraft tutorial. It was Cloud 9 all the way home.
We were just high-fiving each other and going, we're canon now.
Yeah. And we called Michael on the way home, right? And he was like,
what? So?
It seems an appropriate reaction.
Yeah.
On brand.
What are you guys playing at home?
Speaking of video games, I read a crazy story earlier today that's video game related that I had to share. Madden, or EA does the Madden Bowl to promote Madden. They do esports competitions using Madden. And I guess the winner, they wrapped up the Madden Bowl. The winner played a team that didn't use a quarterback, and he never threw a single pass the whole tournament. He just fielded a kicker as his quarterback and built up a really strong team without any one star quarterback. It's like totally, but the way he frames it is he obviously it seems to me like someone who's trying to cheat the system or trying to troll the game. But the way he says it is that he thinks the NFL can learn from this and should stop using quarterbacks. I think he won like $60,000 or $65,000 for winning that tournament.
Shit.
God damn.
That's fucking crazy that you can still like cheat. Well, not cheat. You can like work around the rules in a sports game like that. Yeah, game the game.
We need to figure out how to get you on the Animal Crossing competitive 5-star island circuit, Barb. You could be making bank.
I know.
Yeah, speedrun 5 stars.
I was also going to ask, I know we're on an Animal Crossing RT podcast set, and I want to make sure that we get the user's name. I believe it's someone who actually has created all the different Rooster Teeth podcast sets, like Off Topic, Always Open, On the Spot, RTP. I think that might be it, but want to get her name.
Her name is Alex_B007 on Twitter. So thanks, Alex from Australia, for building this set that I'm really excited to see. And I think
are we in the Southern Hemisphere technically then?
No, we're not upside down.
We could be.
Thank you, Alex B007. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I actually went to her island to visit these sets and stuff because I was looking for Southern Hemisphere to go to the other day.
You were doing location scout?
Yeah. Because I was telling this to Jeff earlier, but I was like, I feel like I only get to play Animal Crossing at night, so I only ever see nighttime in the day or in the game because I'm working during the day, so I don't get to play it. But I wanted to like play one night, and I was going to be up late, and I was like, I'll just go to the Southern Hemisphere because it's going to be like midday there. It's perfect. I guess I could just change my Switch's time, but I don't want to have to do that.
No, don't do that. That's cheating.
Cheater talk. Yeah, don't do that. Those time travelers are bullshit.
Yeah. We remember back in the day when Rossetti would yell at you. You and I played the original Animal Crossing together. Why do we even pick that game up, Jeff? I don't even that seems like a weird out of character game for us to have even bought when it came out.
I don't know, Gus. It's interesting you asked that. I was talking about it with Emily yesterday, and I was showing her pictures, like screenshots from the original Animal Crossing, which she was like, you used to play that? That looks terrible. But to me, I thought, the game doesn't look that much better than it used to. It still looks about the same.
No way. It looks way better.
It's cute, right? But it was cute then. We were obsessed with it, though. I don't know. I don't remember how we got into it, but we played it a lot, as much as I'm playing this one.
Yeah, maybe it was just because we were doing drunk gamers at the time. Yeah, and it was like there wasn't much GameCube content. I don't remember what came out around the same time. No, because I sat on the couch.
Oh, okay.
I just remember we got really excited about visiting each other's towns. Well, they were cities back then, right? Or towns? You take the train.
Yes. Yeah, you take the train, and there was there was the cat with no face, and then you just drew fuck across its face. Do you remember that? It's like there was a cat who didn't have a face on the train, and you had to make a face for them, but instead of making a face, you just wrote fuck across their face. So anytime you saw them on the train walking around, that's all that was.
How much for you to get that as a real tattoo, Jeff?
Fuck on my face?
Just right across the forehead.
Oh, it'd be tough, man. Where was it that I was telling you guys about
with
that?
Makeup?
Oh, I think it was I did the Keeping the Lights On. I was talking about this terribly gross video I saw of this Canadian BDSM dude named Pig Slut who shit and pissed on some fries and then dribbled cheese on it and called it French Canadian poutine. Do not watch the video. It is atrocious. But he has Pig Slut tattooed in big red on his forehead, and it made me never want to get another tattoo again. Honestly, it's just something so unsettling about seeing words on a face that big. Just turn me off.
I would just put on a prosthetic forehead.
Just not get the tattoo,
or just wear a baseball cap. How about that?
Yeah,
like the front of a bald cap.
The dude who did it's in his 70s, and he's like kind of famous in that scene, I guess. So I get it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think I want to get any face tattoos anytime soon. How about you, Gav? You gonna get a bunch? Are you a SoundCloud rapper now? Is that what's going on? You gonna get a bunch of face tattoos?
No, I would do one for MDB. I would do one if it was a real mill. I'd get whatever tattooed on my forehead.
$1 million to tattoo something on your forehead.
Yeah. I will say that the tattoo removal process from the face is exceptionally painful. And
but you know what isn't painful? someone giving you $1 million.
I guess that's true.
Touche.
Yeah, but you're gonna have, at least for a little bit, Gavin, you'll have $1 million, but you will have pig slut on your forehead.
So what you're saying is we should just work with the sales department to find someone who wants to sponsor $1 million ad on your face.
Yeah,
It'll be like,
because
$1 million
I'm already
homepage.
thinking, I think we can work this out.
millionforehead.com.
That would honestly be
Perfect.
great advertising because any video you're going to be in is going to be advertising them
Who wouldn't do that?
in perpetuity.
Yeah,
I think everyone.
I wouldn't.
I absolutely
it's $1
would.
million. Wait, it's America though, so you'd have to pay tax on the $1 million,
Right.
because prize money is taxed.
Surprise.
Yeah, and your currency's not worth anything because of Brexit, so.
It's worth more than yours.
Yeah, congratulations. Wow.
Did I ever tell you guys about that time that I won some contest with Extra Life? I didn't know about it. I didn't even know I was entered. But I basically won 2 tickets to E3. This was a couple of years ago. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, I've never been to E3. This will be fun. And they, like, I guess, paid for the tickets and the flight. And this was, like, 6 months later or something like that. I get something in the mail about, like, the taxes I need to pay on this. And I was like, what? And then I remembered that in America, you have to pay taxes on prize winnings, even though it's, like, a contest I never knew that I entered.
So you just had a tax bill?
Well, like I ended up having to pay just as much as the trip would have been for me to, like, it was like so dumb. It was like I paid like $2,000 in taxes on it.
Yeah, I think Apple did a thing once where they give away like $1 million of free iTunes credit, but someone still had to pay the cash value tax.
Oh my
on
god!
It. So it's like no one wants $1 million worth of iTunes credit.
But you can just like sell part of it. You can just sell like 30% of your winnings to pay for the taxes.
Gus, didn't something like that happen to people we knew that were involved with broadcast.com way back in the day? Like they were stock millionaires like overnight, but they had to report that income, and then the stock tanked, but they still owed taxes on it.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that did happen.
When you just report the loss and then they still had to pay on it?
I don't remember exactly how it worked out, but a lot of people, I remember, God, I wish I could remember better, Gus. You have such a better memory than I do.
It's a similar thing that some people got screwed over in the same way with like cryptocurrency valuations when Bitcoin crashed, where they acquired, like, I don't remember exactly, but like there's a series of steps that if you go about it exactly the wrong way, you can end up paying a lot of taxes, even though you lost money. Yeah. I'd have to look it up. I can't remember off the top of my head. I
feel like it ruined people, though.
I'm just seeing some things in chat of suggestions on what the tattoo might be. I don't think I want to do it anymore.
Yeah, you don't want to get my nose tattooed on your forehead with winner?
I don't want to get MAGA. I don't want to get a swastika. There's a lot of stuff that I probably wouldn't do. Oh dear. Yeah, good point, chat.
You'd get $1 million.
What about a picture of Boris Johnson on your face?
What face is he making on my face?
Oh, he's making full, like, confused, hanging like suspended from the air, confused.
Yeah, I would do that one.
Yeah.
Bit modern art.
All right, we're close to wrapping up. So if anybody has any last minute things you want to bring up, we only have a couple minutes left.
I was waiting for Eric to bring out some sort of fun game.
We should mention before we go that Screen Time, which is like a Mystery Science Theater show that we're doing with Andrew, and I believe tonight he has Chris and Mariel on. Forget what movie they're doing. I should probably look it up. But they are moving to a new time. It's actually going to be tonight at 8:00 Central. So next up is Funhouse after the podcast, and then after Funhouse is going to be Screen Time. So make sure you stick around for that. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah, you really should.
Eric says they're doing Ghost Rider.
Spirit of Vengeance?
I don't know. That's all I found. And Chump is back as well. So, make sure you check the schedule so you can see whenever Chump is. I'm looking it up myself as well because I don't remember off the top of my head.
Chump is 5 p.m. Central Time on Wednesdays. And that very much involves the chat to play the game. So the more people who could be tuning in and voting, definitely hang out with us on Wednesdays.
If you're at RTTV, you can see up top above the video player, there's a banner. You can click. Okay, put that so you can see the schedule and see whatever's coming up next.
Now chat really wants me to get back tattooed on the front of my head.
Oh my god! Now you have to.
You should tune in for all those shows because if you do, we'll get to keep making shows, and if you don't, we'll all be in the soup line getting spinach soup like Gavin. But you should check out that screen time, especially if you like theater mode, because it's like theater mode but funnier. But Ghost Rider, the first like 5 minutes of Ghost Rider is classic cinema. Where he has that, you know what I'm talking about, Gavin? Where he has that like slow-mo crash over.
It was one of the coolest
like
crashes.
So cool.
I assume it's CG because the stuntman would have died, but it looks so good.
And then don't watch anything else. I mean, watch Todd and Mary will be funny, but it's worth it for just that like first scene.
Didn't we watch that movie and we played that bit like 5 times and then both fell asleep before the movie ended?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, we got to wrap this up because Funhouse is waiting to come on the stream right after us. So stay tuned for Funhouse. Then a little later, we'll have screen time. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys again next week.
Bye.